If you've ever asked yourself, how do I get my members to engage more? Or why is my community so quiet? Or even, how do I get more people to interact organically? Or what should I get people to post inside my membership or community in order to improve engagement? Listen, if you've asked yourself those questions or anything close, then you're going to love today's episode, because today I'm going to share with you the number one strategy that you can start using today in order to 10x your engagement inside your community or your membership or your Facebook group.
Welcome to the Tribe Membership Show.
Hey, I'm Funk Roberts. Welcome to the Tribe Membership Show. And I'm an Amazon best-selling co-author of this book, 27 Tribe Secrets. And I help entrepreneurs, I help companies, I help coaches, creators, brands, community leaders, membership site owners on how to build retention-based memberships that people never, ever leave. And right now, 2025, April, engagement is one of the biggest struggles inside Facebook groups, inside communities, and inside paid memberships. Listen, building a community is super, super important. And in most cases, whether it's a membership, whether it's a community, what have you, the content is there, but the conversation isn't. The culture inside of whatever community or membership or program you have, they're just not clicking. It's not clicking. And remember, I want you to remember this. It's not about how many people you have in your groups or in your communities or in your Facebook groups or in your memberships. It's about how many engaged members you have, because engaged members will lead to retained members. So today I'm going to show you how to fix that using what we call rituals. And rituals are literally one of the most powerful psychologically backed strategies that will help build organic engagement inside of your community. Not only help build organic engagement, but basically what it's going to also help build is results. It's going to get results. So today I'm going to break down how to create those rituals, how to create simple, repeatable, high identity rituals that you can, again, help to drive more daily and weekly interaction without you having to post constantly or without you having to beg for attention. And to make it even super practical, to make it even more practical, I'm literally going to give you real examples, like real world examples of engagement rituals that you can start using. I'm going to kind of break down different niches, because oftentimes when I start talking about rituals, when we start talking about this, I always get pushback. Oh, that's not going to work for me. I got a money a group, or my group's photography, or my group's about music. It's not going to work for me. Oh, it will work for you. And I'm going to help you, and I'm going to dive into that. So by the end of this episode, you're going to walk away with a deep understanding of why rituals work. You're going to also know how to create your own rituals tied to your own transformation journey. Remember, when you're building out a membership, when you're building out a community, whenever you have programs, your goal is to build out a transformation, right? You want someone to get results. So I'm going to help you understand how to create rituals that are tied to your transformation journey. These aren't just willy-nilly things that you throw out. They have to be tied to getting results from your members. And again, I'm going to give you examples as well. So even if you haven't launched your membership, or even if you're just trying to ignite a sleepy group, this is the episode for you. So let's dive in. But before we dive in, I want to tell you a story. A story about how we re-engaged a sleepy group. Right. So one of my clients, love you, Rick. I'm going to use you as an example. He has an incredible following, incredible group. So one group that he had, a Facebook group, has 28,000 members, right? These are people who are literally members of his membership program. Okay. That's one Facebook group. That's a closed group. Then he had another Facebook group, which was more open, probably about 50,000 plus. There's about 50, I think there's like 58,000 people in this group. So again, here it is. We got one group that's got 28,000 members or inside of that Facebook group. And we have another one with 50,000. Okay. But it's not about that, because in both cases, he was only getting about 6 to 10 posts a day. Not even that, probably more about 4 to 6 or 8 posts a day. And a lot of those posts were coming from either him or his moderator. So imagine having that many people inside your group. Maybe maybe you have something similar where you have these big groups and the only people that are really posting are you or your moderators. And that's what was happening at the time. And this is when we started to work together. So at this time, when I did this audit, I said, okay, we're going to do something right away. Now, I'm going to back up a little bit. Well, I'm not going to back up a little bit. I'm just going to let you know that, like, when I started working with him, it was at the beginning of the year. This is a fitness website. So he was creating a challenge, right? That's how we were going to relaunch his membership, through a challenge, 30-day challenge. Okay. And so the challenge had already started. In fact, it had already started by time I got into the game. And 3 or 4 days into the challenge, I said, okay, we have to create a ritual, because when I looked inside of both those memberships or both of those Facebook groups, there wasn't any engagement, even with this challenge, right? There wasn't engagement. So I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do something called sweaty selfies. So you're going to shoot a video and tell the members of the challenge, and you're going to send an email out to all of the people in this challenge that during the challenge, you are going to post your sweaty selfies, and you're also going to post a symbol, a sign, which was a V. If you're listening to this, you can't see this, but it's a V. It's an inverted V. Okay, that's the sign of their group. They're called Vibe Stars. So each collective identity, each person inside this membership, they're called Vibe Stars. Okay, and one of the things that we implemented right away was at the end of your workout, you're going to shoot a selfie, sweaty selfie, and you're going to put your V up. You're going to flash your V. And so email sent out, video posted. The very next day, his daily posts inside that 2,800 membership group went from 6 posts a day to 800 plus posts a day. Let me repeat that. 800 plus posts per day. And during this challenge, it was literally, I think it went down to about 600 to 500 posts a day. But it wasn't just posts. It was their members now posting pictures of themselves. And you know what that does? That creates a connection. There's a connection now when I can see the people inside of this membership, where before I couldn't see. I see names, but I can't see what they look like. So now I'm seeing, or, I'm just putting myself in place of their members, but now I'm seeing all of my Vibe Star sisters inside this membership every single day. So there's that visual connection, which is why I love Facebook groups, because of the visual connection, right? It's very difficult to get that collective identity and connect with someone when you can't see what they look like. But I digress, because we're talking about engagement. So that visual made things so powerful. And what do you think happens when people are posting their sweaty selfies? Well, now they're getting comments. Now they're getting likes. Now there's that connection. And of course, this was during the challenge. So there was a lot of people that came in during the challenge and continued to stay inside the membership. You want to know why they continue to stay inside this membership month over month? Now we're in April, is because the experience, it's not just doing a workout challenge on your own. It's an experience now, right? The identity piece, the engagement piece, this is what we need, this is what we do, all of those things. And the experience, it just upgraded everything for their members, and really and truly bonded these women who'd never seen each other for many years. This isn't a new membership. The point I'm trying to make, now they're at a healthy, like 200 posts a day. 200 posts a day. And that group that had 50,000, well, they were getting about 70 to 80 posts a day. So not as much, because that's a free group. There's no real identity behind that group. There's more inside the membership group. But the point I'm trying to make is, It's all about the rituals, right? That's one of the most powerful strategies. You saw it work. It worked literally the next day. Literally, Rick and his team were blown away. So let's talk about what rituals are. What are rituals? Well, rituals are something that's symbolic, right? It's symbolic. It's a repeatable action. And rituals give meaning and identity to just routine behaviors, right? Because we do have routine behaviors like brushing your teeth or your morning coffee or posting that sweaty selfie after a workout. Rituals anchor us. They remind us of who we are. They show us and show others what we value. And when you brush your teeth every day, that's just a ritual. That's just who you are. You're not the guy who goes, or girl who goes out with dragon breath, right? That's a reminder of who you are. You take care of yourself. Maybe you're a coffee drinker, right? And maybe that's who you are. That's one of your identities. Oh, I'm a coffee drinker, man. I got to have my coffee in the morning. I'm a coffee drinker. So that ritual of you going and making your coffee every morning, there's an anchor in, this is who I am right now in my life today. I'm a coffee drinker in the morning, and that's one of my identities. And that ritual every morning anchors it. It enhances who you are and what you value. And when they were posting their sweaty selfies after a workout, that once again is a ritual that anchors them and reminds them, I'm a vibe star, or I'm an over 40 alpha. This is what we do. And I value staying consistent with my workouts. I value showing up every day, posting my sweaty selfie. Because not only will that get me closer to my goals, but this is what we do. And in an online community, rituals become the engine for engagement. Literally the engine. It tells people what to do, when to do, and why it matters. It also builds culture, right? Remember, it's not about the content that you have. People are these days in 2025, they're not buying content. Well, they're buying the content to get the results, but they're not like, oh, I'm buying into this because of all of the content that I'm getting. No, they want to be part of something bigger than themselves. That's why community is so huge, but people still get community wrong, because most people just build it and think, okay, I've got a community and that's it. Right? It's free. I'm in school, and all these people are trying to build school. And so the more people I can get, the better it is. And then we have this organic thing in the school, so that if I have a school membership or a school community, then, it's easier for me to grow this. No, man, it's not about growing just a willy-nilly school community. Sure, your school community may have a niche, but you want to build culture. You want to build identity. You want to build a tribe. You want to have the same types of people inside your community, because that will spark interaction. That will strengthen the identity that you have inside of your membership, inside of your community, inside of your program. And when you strengthen the identity, when someone feels like they're part of something and they have that identity tied towards it, you think they're going to leave you? You think and they're getting results. You think they're going to leave you? No, they're going to stay inside that community, because now they have something more to live for. Another added thing for them to live for. So why do rituals work? Like I mentioned before, a lot of the things that we talk about with the twins, Mike and Rick, they did a lot of deep dives into the world of the positive stuff of what drives cults, right? Their cult branding. That's their side of the business. They called it cult branding. And it's all about human psychology. I mean, I took psychology and neurology when I was in school back in the 90s. And, human psychology has been something that I've always been driven to learning. But why do rituals work? Well, the first thing is they eliminate decision fatigue, right? Because one of the things that happened, I'm going to go back to Rick for a second, is one of the reasons why a lot of times people don't post inside of your group or your community is because they don't know what to post. They don't know what they're allowed to post, what they're not allowed to post. Is this cool? Like, they don't know. Right? But when you have a ritual, that decision fatigue, there's so many decisions people have to make every day. I got to decide. Literally, we're making decisions all the time. I'm deciding whether to talk about this or talk about this. I'm deciding whether to take my hat off or keep my hat on while I'm shooting this podcast. The fatigue of deciding, but when there's a ritual in place, you don't even need to, there's no decision. You just do it. Right? So that's what rituals do. Rituals tell them, this is what I should be posting today. I already know I got to post my sweaty. If after my workout, I'm posting my sweaty selfie. When I eat, I take a picture of my food. I upload it into our Facebook group, and then I break down the carb, the fat, the protein, and vegetables or fruits. Why? Because that's a ritual. It's our alpha nutrition ritual. The second thing rituals do is they create meaning. Rituals, you don't just throw rituals at the door or at the wall and then just, okay, this is just a ritual because. No. When you give a why to the behavior, it becomes even more powerful and purposeful. People need to know why they are doing what you're asking them to do as a ritual. And what's the purpose? Why the purpose? Oh, you mean to tell me I'm posting my meals and breaking it down, so that specifically if I'm new, I post my meal, a picture of my meal, I break it down, and let's say I'm new and I don't have a carb on that, or I don't have a protein. Because of course, when people are new and coming into a program, they're not going to get things perfect. It's not about perfection. It's about, it's about progression. And so other people can come in and go, hey, you need a little bit more carbs, or hey, where's the vegetables and fruits? And it's a positive thing. It's not a knocking them down. But it also keeps you on point. It keeps you accountable. It keeps you on point and consistent with your nutrition. And this is just what we do. But the more you can post your meals, because nutrition, you can't out-train a bad diet inside of a fitness program, then the more, and that's generally one of the toughest things to be consistent about is your nutrition. So the more you can put a ritual behind it, this is just what we do. No other fitness program on this planet that I'm aware of, maybe one now, because I think that's what Rick is doing now, but no other fitness program on the planet has people posting their meals and breaking it down on a daily basis. You know what that does? That reinforces your identity. This is what we do here. This is who we are. Rituals connect people with the tribe's belief. In my program, my tribe, this is what we do. We eat a balanced plate meal, and every single meal, 3 times a day only, has a source of complex carbs, a source of protein, a source of vegetables and fruits, and a source of healthy fats. They know why those things are there. The healthy fats is for cholesterol, for your testosterone, of course, for fat loss as well. The protein, of course, the building blocks of muscles, bones, the metabolic processes. So we need those. The carb is, it stimulates your metabolism because of your thyroid. It also helps with energy, also helps with muscle building, but it's the complex carbs, and the vegetables and fruits, they give you the micronutrients, right? That we need, all based on helping you lose weight, build muscle, testosterone, energy, sleep, all those things. So there is a reason why we're doing these things. And we are the only ones that do this. And the other thing rituals do is they increase participation. Literally, rituals give people permission and a structure to show up without overthinking. It's the structure. If you have a program, if you have a membership, if you have something where you're trying to get people results, even if you have a brand, even if you have a powerful brand where there's an identity, people still need the structure. They need the hand holding. What do I do? How do I do this? Where do I go? People want to have that process of knowing that you are there on their journey, step by step, letting them know what to do. You can't assume people know what to do. When I join a membership or a club, there should be a quick start guide. This is what you do. The number one thing you should have when people are joining, we talked about this in the onboarding piece, but this is kind of like your quick start. These are the first few steps I need you to take. And then what I need you to do is understand this is who we are. This is our manifesto. These are our beliefs. These are the things that we do here, and these are things that we don't do. Right off the bat, I'm getting indoctrinated with okay, these are the things that we do. And then when you go into the group and you start seeing other people doing it, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember him telling me about the sweaty selfies. Oh yeah, that's right. And then maybe that email that they get after day number 1 says, hey, don't forget to post your sweaty selfie. Right? Reinforcing the identity. And then of course, what do rituals do? Well, they create that dopamine loop, right? Sharing rituals gets engagements. Right, every single time. If you go into the Vibe Tribe group, which you won't be able to go on because you're not a member, unless you are a member, you're listening to this right now. You should see all the likes and comments under everyone's post. One of the craziest things that I saw, it even blew me away during the challenge when there was like 5, 6, 7, 800 posts a day. Even when there was that many posts a day. Even the posts, you would have like 10, 15, 20, sometimes 100 comments and likes, all positive. You want to, now, of course, when you have 800 posts, sometimes it's going to be hard to find your post. The point is the likes and the comments, like, that it creates a feedback loop of positive reinforcement. Like now there's only 100 posts today. And I can't even believe I'm saying 100, 200 posts because that's still an insane amount. But it's just dopamine. It's a dopamine loop. It's likes, it's comments. Like think about this. When you go into your group and you see somebody else post something, and then you see that they have 50 likes, are you gonna post something so you can get 50 likes? Probably. Nick Hobson is a behavioral science. He did this thing called the psychology of rituals. And he said, collective rituals allow participants to affiliate with group members by creating a sense of collective identity. You know me and my collective identity. That's number 1. When you're building a tribe of people who want to be part of something bigger, it's not about your program. It's about the collective identity. So let me give you some examples of how rituals can drive massive engagement. Okay. Again, so just so gives you an example. So again, I talked about like why they work, what they are, right? I'm going to break down some examples because you may also be saying, Funk, give me some examples of rituals, man. Like what are some examples that you can give? And I'm going deep here. So for my program, we're going on 8 years now. And these rituals continue to be front and center. And I'm just going to give you another example is like when new people come in, like right now we're doing another big push. So we're getting like 50 new people a day inside the membership. And we're getting about 10 to 20 people joining the Facebook group. Because remember, I have a membership site and then I have my Facebook group, which is like the hub, the tribe hub, the membership site and the app for the membership, the fitness stuff. That's one piece of the full puzzle. But the tribe hub is the community, the brotherhood. So when new people come in right off the bat, you should see like they start asking questions about what does hashtag GID stand for? What is, why are people posting like you see new people literally posting their sweaty selfies without even like them having to know that they have to do that. You know what I mean? So inside my membership, like I said, we have our nutrition rituals where members post their meal. By the way, just one side note. If you created your community or your membership or your Facebook group, you better take part in these rituals. Or if you're a company that has the face to the company, because I work with big companies as well. And so obviously the CEO or the owner of the company is not going to be the person posting because this is like major companies, but there still needs to be a face. Who's going to be the tribe leader? See, I'm pointing to my tribe. Who's going to be the tribe leader and, or leaders, and the tribe leader or leaders also need to engage in the rituals. Because if you're not doing it, then you're obviously not going to you're not showing and giving permission to your members. So nutrition, we have sweaty selfies. So I take my sweaty selfies. They take their sweaty selfies. They break down their nutrition. I break down my nutrition. We have accountability Sundays, right? Accountability Sunday or Monday or whatever. That's an easy one. That's an easy one, but it definitely does have to create something that's not just about, just post your accountability. Like I have a template. because the accountability that I want them to post is an accountability that we, not only do we do self-reflection, not only do we post a picture and kind of what our stats are, but we also plan for the week. That's part of our accountability, is planning for the week. So I created a template that they just fill out that template and copy and paste and post it in to make it easier for people. Because yeah, you can do accountability Sundays, but what does that mean? Oh, here's a template. Just follow this template. And they see me use that template, and now people just use the template. It's so simple. And they know, okay, I need my weight. I need my body fat percentage if I'm doing it. Here's my picture. I need to know, what are my go-to meals? What are my go-to foods for the week? So what are going to be my go-to carbs? What are going to be my go-to proteins? What are going to be my go-to fats? What are going to be my go-to vegetables, so that they don't get overwhelmed? I just want you to pick 3 proteins, 3 carbs that you're going to eat all week, right? That's part of the accountability. What challenges do you foresee having, so that they can plan? Oh yeah, Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going out with, after work. So I may not be able to get my mobility in at the time I usually do. So I may do it early. And then Saturday I have a wedding. So maybe I'll fast before the wedding, like planning things out so that they can have success. But this is just general, like, life skills. Right. One of the things we have are birthday burpees. So here's another thing, like, birthday burpees is a ritual. If it is your birthday, you basically, what we do, cause it's my birthday coming up. So, it'll be past my birthday. April 12th is my birthday. So I had to do 56 burpees. And so what you do, it's not just doing 56 burpees and say, hey, I did my burpees. No, you have to set up a video camera or your phone, click record, and do the burpees. And that's just what we do. And because we are in great shape, we got 70-year-olds doing our burpees, right? We also have rituals where it's just like showing up for stuff. So coaching call Fridays are Fridays in the hood, right? Brothers in the hood, Friday in the hood. That's a coaching call, live coaching call. That's what I do. We also have something called Ask Funk. That's a ritual. If you have a question, you use hashtag Ask Funk, and then I will go in and answer those questions on a weekly Ask Funk. Those are rituals. But let's step out of me. Let's step out of what my rituals are, and let's go into some rituals maybe that you may have. So like, if you have an education-based community, right? So education-based programs, coaching, courses, what type of rituals could you have? Well, maybe you could have a ritual that's like a Monday ritual where it's like study focus. Like, maybe you get your members to post their weekly learnings or their weekly focus, or what they plan to implement or what they plan to master that week based on your based on your education, whatever the education is. Maybe it's lesson takeaway Thursdays. Every Thursday they post, maybe it's like, oh, I just completed this lesson, and they post a picture of them, saying I just posted the lesson. Or maybe you have what's called lesson takeaway Thursdays, and maybe they post an actionable insight or an aha moment that they had based on the thing that they learned. Or maybe it's like weekend wins. Maybe it's like they have wins. What are some of the wins that you have? Whatever that is, right? Something that reinforces what they're learning, something that reinforces what they're implementing, something that reinforces their transformation, right? And they keep members progressing through the content. If they keep posting what they learned, or they're posting what they implemented this week from what they learned, that could be literally a ritual. Or if you have a photography group, I love the photography groups, because I think photography, because there's so many different types of photographers, like the niche that you can really have, like, you know what I mean? I love it. And the other thing too about rituals is the more visual you can make the ritual, the better it's going to be, the better connection you're going to have. Right. So like in photography, obviously, maybe you have something called Photo Drop Friday, where like members post their favorite photo that they've taken that week. Right. And just maybe a quick story behind it, or a quick technique that they had, right? Photo Drop Fridays. Let's see your photos. Maybe it's Lightroom Tip Tuesdays, right? You kind of have them share a quick editing trick, or some maybe before and after edits that they did. Okay, here's a trick that I used, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe it's shoot and share challenge. Maybe every month you have a shoot and share challenge. Okay, this week this week, we're going to be shooting urban street style pics. So I want you to keep posting those throughout the week, right? It just, all it does when you do stuff like that is like, you want to promote like skill building, you want to promote community validation in regards to like, yes, I am using the things that I'm learning in this community, right? And you want it to be repetition, right? Because you want repetition to be that identity for a photographer, so they feel great that they can just they can take pictures all the time. Or if you're like, let's say you have a men's fashion group or just a fashion group in general, Fit Check Fridays, baby. Let's see what your favorite outfit that you had for the week, or maybe have them lay out their outfit and take a picture with it, or maybe have them take a picture of themselves, style outfit, right? Maybe share one of the items or a style tip that they learned during your community thing, right? Wardrobe challenge Wednesdays. All right, today, we're gonna dress like a CEO. Today, we're gonna dress like I don't know, whatever it is. Like, you wanna build a tribe identity of whatever that fashion is. You want to give a space for people to have creativity and consistency, right? Consistency. So you just think about ways that you can implement rituals. Every Friday is Fit Check Friday. Maybe if you have a music community, maybe it's like, I don't know, loop. Maybe you have a music community of producers, right? So every week, every Monday, because weekends, maybe you're just working on some loops or a beat or a song idea, like, you post it. Okay, guys, this is Loop Drop Mondays. Drop that loop. Maybe it's weekly vibe check-in, like post what you're listening to. What's the vibe you're listening to this week for inspiration, right? Oh, here, post your favorite song of the week or your favorite album. And it's just something that you post on a specific day. Studio share Saturdays. Let's see the behind the scenes setups inside, or let's see a new kind of thing that you added, or something that you've used, like, maybe week number 1, I'm posting a picture of my mixer. Like, oh, I just brought out my mixer, I haven't used this. Or maybe the next week I'm still posting a picture of my mixer, but hey, I just used this feature on my mixer, right? Because we're doing studio share Saturday. So anything we talk about on Saturday and post is what's going on in our studio, right? Workflow, setup. Like, think about those things. It's a community. It's music creators love that feedback too, right? They love recognition. They love to share their inspiration. So make rituals out of them. If you're in money and finance, let's say you have a money and finance group. Maybe you have Money Move Mondays, baby. Money Move Mondays, where members share one financial move that they made last week or that paid off. What was one money move you made last week that paid off? Or Wealth Wins Wednesdays. Maybe it's like celebrate a money milestone or a lesson learned, right? Budget breakdown Fridays. Like, you post a screenshot of how you manage your money this week. I don't know, man. It's your membership. It's your community. You figure it out. But what this does is it normalizes talking about money. Like, let's say you have a money community. Now this normalizes it. It's okay to talk about money. It's okay to share your budget. And you want to know, and it gives them permission. You want to know why, though, that's okay in yours? Because that's what you guys do. So you're only ensuring the right people are joining your membership. If you have a spirituality, maybe it's your morning ritual share. Maybe it's gratitude check-in. Every day you have a gratitude check-in. Every single day. Maybe on Sundays you have the reflection Sunday, right? The gratitude anchors your daily presence, right? It creates consistency. Because people with gratitude journals, when things don't, or gratitude, it's great when things are going great, but when you're going through a tough time and you don't want to do that daily gratitude, but you need to, anchoring it in a ritual continues to have your members share those grateful things even during tough times. If you have AI, like, AI is huge, right? So AI or tech or some type of a startup community, like, what's the prompt of the week? Share powerful prompts, share powerful tools. I mean, AI tools, AI is like insane right now. Obviously it's growing, and there's so many tools every single day, right? Maybe every Friday people share what they're creating, right? Again, it's just, there's so many things that you can do that, give you permission, but also you want to make sure that any ritual that you do brings your person closer to their results that they want, right? Their behaviors that anchor the results that they're going to get, not just willy-nilly behaviors. Every single ritual that you have inside should, of course, you're going to have like the birthday burpees and stuff, but those are fun ones. Or maybe there's a challenge, but most of those like daily, weekly rituals that you create are something that's going to get them closer. Like, that if they do this behavior, they may not know this, but if they do this behavior, like share a moment this week where you practice your love language. Like, if, let's say, you have a relationship coaching, right? Or maybe you do couples coaching. And so one of the things you want to get people to do is continue to share moments where they practice, the partner's love language. The love language thing that partner people have. Everyone has a love language, right? When you tap into your partner's love language every single week, you do one little thing. That could be a ritual. Maybe it's a connection challenge. Maybe, hey, okay, let's every week, what was the one thing that you did, that activity that you did with your partner, right? Date night debrief. Tell us about your date nights. Whatever it is, I don't know. But all of those things I talked about, love language check-in, connection challenge, all of those things are strengthening the connection and the relationship that you're having, that you're coaching or that you're teaching. If it's self-improvement, it goes on. If you have like a yoga, are you kidding me? If you have a yoga or a mobility community, are you kidding me? This is like lowest hanging fruit. Get them to post a pose every week, right? Get them to do their post routine picture, right? There's so many. The point is, the reason why we want to have rituals, I'm going to kind of close it up here. The reason why we have rituals is, number one, it tells your members what to expect. There's no confusion. Rituals equal structure. And what that does is it removes the mental load of having to figure out what to say. Remember, I talked about it. A lot of times people don't even know what to say. Oh yeah, I know that this is a community of mobility, but I don't know what to say. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. So what happens is you're the one that is always posting. Rituals give people permission. Most people, like I say, they don't know what to post. They don't, and the reason why also is because they don't want to feel out of place, right? They don't want to say like, why did that person post that? Or sometimes they don't want to post something because they're afraid that they're not going to get any comments or likes. But when you have rituals, when you say, this is what we do here, that creates a safe place to participate, a safe place to connect, a safe place to anchor yourself in the identity that your group or your membership or your Facebook or your school community is creating. It's an identity, a collective identity. It also reduces the need for you to post constantly, for you to drive. You don't want to be the person driving interaction. If you have to drive interaction, then your whole thing is going to be about driving interaction, and you're going to get burnt out and you're going to get resentful. Because the resentment that you're going to get is like, man, I got all this content and I'm posting all this stuff and no one's posting. Right? You don't need to constantly be the voice. Let your members be the voice. What you need to do is ensure that you're participating in the rituals, because that means you're living your program. You're living what you built. You're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk. And again, the final thing these rituals need to do is they need to reinforce the transformation journey that they're on. If you're building anything that's not based on getting people results or having a transformation journey, then what are you doing? Why are you here? Even if it's a brand, even if it's a supplement that you're creating a membership around, or a community around, a supplement or a brand or a t-shirt, the transformation journey for them is they're going from a person who used to do something or not do something to a person that they are being and doing and transforming that identity shift. And that identity shift can be based on a program, based on a product, but it's about transformation, right? And posting is no longer just a comment. It's part of a ritualized identity shift that happens. They become the person that they want to be, but they're not just doing it by themselves. They're doing it together. People want to be part of a community bigger than themselves. So build your rituals. Okay? I just gave you a ton of rituals because that's going to reduce the guesswork. That's going to build your tribe identity. Believe me, that's going to start to build identity. It's us versus them. That's what you want. You want that. Inside of your group or your community, you want us versus, oh, this is what they do. But this is what we do. And this is why, like when I have my over 40 Alpha Brotherhood, oh, you don't think I know that it's the number one over 40 program on the planet? I mean, I'm probably head to head right now with somebody else, but man, the results speak for themselves. The results speak for themselves. Why? Because we do this. These are the things that we do. And that creates not only momentum, but it also creates validation, right? Reinforce the transformation and validation that your program works, right? So in the end, whether you're doing Monday wins as your ritual, whether you're doing Friday reflections as your ritual, maybe you do Monday wins, post a win from the last week. Friday reflections. What's one insight that you learned from this week? Maybe it's weekly check-ins. The weekly check-ins are an easy one, but you want to make sure that you build like, why am I doing this weekly check-in? How am I using this weekly check-in? Not just, hey, just want to check in and say I'm cool. No. Let's build more on that, right? Before and after rituals. Post project rituals. Maybe if you have courses. Oh, I just finished module number 3, and then a takes a picture, a selfie of themselves pointing to the module that they just finished. Good job, Carl. Great job, Carl. Yeah, I'm still in that module. I can't wait to reach. Awesome, man. I remember how tough that module was. Good job. Like, that's the type of comments you get. Even an Ask Me Anything thread, it would be good. But again, that's just kind of like, you should be doing that anyway. You should be running a weekly coaching call inside every group anyway. And that should be a ritual. You show up. I remember when I used to do my Sunday rituals, and I know that this is going a little bit long, but Sunday ritual, our Sunday coaching calls, people used to call it church. I'm going to church. Well, oh, church. No. I'm coming to your coaching calls. It's church. We call it church. I don't do the Sundays anymore, but you get the picture. Here it is. Guys, listen. You don't need to come up with 500 rituals right off the bat. It's just 1 or 2. Put that meaning behind it. Rituals are going to transform your passive members into active, engaged participants. And what it's going to do, it's going to create meaning. It's going to create momentum. It's going to create a movement inside of your membership and community. If you have a free community, you need to create revenue from that community. So you need to have if you have a free one, you need to have one that's membership based, and it's only inside that membership base that you're going to get rituals. Because if you have just a free community and then you start implementing rituals and implementing all this stuff, then it's like, it's free. What are they even using in order to transform? You see what I'm saying? Like, the transformation is so important. So having just a free community, that's not what we're doing here. Because every Tom, Dick, and Brenda are going to join that community, and they're not going to be really focused on the transformation journey that you're building with your paid products. Remember, I told you, it's not about how many people you have in your community. It's about the engagement that you're getting inside of your membership, your community. You know what I mean? It's not like the number. It's like, what's the engagement? What are the results? And what's that identity? Right? Because creating a ritual is going to create momentum. It's going to create a movement inside of your membership. And when you implement it, it's going to be the heartbeat of your community. I just had someone on I just did a mini testimonial video with somebody in my membership. And literally the first thing he said, and most people say this also, is because he's been in the program for 4 years now. It's like, oh, the brotherhood. I'm here because of the brotherhood. And obviously I have other programs that they can go to, but I'm here because of the brotherhood. And the cool thing about the rituals that are inside of your membership is you don't need to force engagement. You just need to create that rituals that matter. If the ritual matters and aligns with your transformation journey and is anchored in the collective identity, then you don't need to force engagement. It happens. Because people, when they feel like they belong, they're going to stay. And when they stay, they're going to transform. And when they transform, they're going to continue to buy your programs, continue to want to be led by you, no matter what you do next. I'll leave you with this. When I started 78 years ago with the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood, I only had the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood, and it was only 1 year. Actually, it was only 6 months. Then because people were getting past 6 months, I had to make it a year. And then after 700 people are in phase 10, and they're like, what do we do next? I had to add another year. And then we had another, thousands of people who are finishing or about to finish Alpha Prime, which is the second year. So I had to add another year. And then you know what happened? I had to start creating other membership sites, like my Resistance Band membership site, which is a year program, so that people would go to there. I have a kettlebell membership site with my wife because guys want to learn how to use kettlebells. I have an Over 40 muscle. That's a 4-year program. So what starts to happen is, even though we started here with this membership, I listen, and everyone, no matter which membership site you're from, by the way, they're all still part of that brotherhood, because all of those things are just satellites. And so what happens is they never leave. I don't want them to leave. These are my brothers. These are my boys. These are the guys who are my ride or dies. So I don't want them to leave. And it's not just about the revenue. It's about the connection. It's about the transformation. It's about changing people's lives and doing it in a collective atmosphere. So if you are not implementing rituals, figure out one ritual today. I implore you, if you're listening to this, one ritual, and please do not let it be the accountability one. That's obvious. Like, I'm giving you the accountability one. That's one. So you got one, right? But just make sure it's accountability that's based on their transformation. Now I want you to create another one. And you can use any of the ones I talked about. You can use a sweaty selfie. If you have a fitness site, use a sweaty selfie. Like, hey, every single fitness person that I coach, I'm telling them, use the sweaty selfie. It is a low-hanging fruit. But the sweaty selfie is also built on some type of a sign or a symbol. So that's a collective. That's a connection. That's a dual. Right? So everyone can have a sweaty selfie inside their memberships if they're fitness, but every time you look at a different one, they're all going to look different because of whatever they put up, whatever gang sign that they put up. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. Thank you so much. I hope you learned from this. I hope you take this information and implement it. And please implement this and leave a comment, send me an email. Let me know how this works. And if you want more, if you want to build a membership or a community or re-engage your membership or community, then go to tribesecretsbook.com. This is the 27 tribe secrets that I co-authored with the twins, the three of us. We wrote this book. You're going to learn the exact psychological strategies that we are continuing to coach and teach people, the ones that we've used, the ones that I used to build my multi-million-dollar membership and all my other memberships that are all focused on retention and engagement. You want to attract the right members. You want to build a movement with identity and rituals. You want to create organic engagement, and you want to reduce your churn rate and boost lifetime value, your LTV and your LTR, your lifetime revenue. This is it. This is the playbook. This is the playbook behind building your 6-figure, 7-figure membership. And when you go to tribesecrets.com for like $5, not only going to get the digital version, but you'll get the audio book too, and a bunch of bonuses. So it doesn't matter if you're a course creator. It doesn't matter if you're a big company, a community leader, if you're a brand, whatever it is. I work with all of those. I work with entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, big companies, brands. Doesn't matter. This 27 Tribe Secrets work if you want to build if you want to build a community and you want to build a powerful identity, then go and grab it right now. Tribesecretsbook.com, tribesecretsbook.com. Don't wait. This is your tribe building advantage. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me rant and rave. And hopefully I taught you something about rituals, because those are what's going to help you build engagement and interaction inside of your group, your membership, or your community. I'm the Funkster, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's go and build your tribe. Get it done.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tribe Membership Show. If you're ready to take your membership to the next level, be sure to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Want to dive deeper? Visit www.tribesecretsbook.com.